Hello students, this video is for chapter 3 part 2 health and diseases. So in this video we are going to discuss about the topics types of diseases. In that we have two subtopics, non-communicable diseases and communicable diseases. Next we will learn about that these communicable disease, what are the medium of these diseases to spread, and some of the common communicable diseases also will learn. Also will learn about the prevention of diseases. So the diseases are divided into two major categories. One is non-communicable diseases and second is communicable diseases. So we will learn about them one by one. Here we will start with non-communicable diseases. So diseases that do not spread from one living being to another are called non-communicable diseases. For example, we have anemia, rickets. These kind of diseases are caused because of the deficiency of any nutrients, and they are not communicable disease. That means if a person is suffering from anemia, so the other person who are interacting to that person will not get that disease. It is not communicable, means it will not spread from one person to another. Now what are the cause of non-communicable diseases? So the lack of certain nutrients like vitamins, minerals, proteins or carbohydrates lead to deficiency diseases like rickets or anemia. Also, malfunctioning of an organ of the body like the liver, heart or kidney can be regarded as non-communicable diseases. So, if anyone is suffering from any liver disease, heart disease or kidney disease, so that disease cannot spread from one person to another. That is non-communicable disease. Now we have communicable diseases. So the diseases that spread from one living being to another are called communicable disease. They are also called infectious or contagious diseases. Now these are caused by small organisms called germs, and these germs can be of various types like bacteria, virus or protozoa. So here you can see the first picture is of bacteria. The second picture, that means the middle picture, is of virus, and the third one is protozoa. So these germs can spread communicable diseases, and this communicable disease can spread from one living being to another. We already discussed about the cause of communicable disease, and the cause is germs like fungi, virus, protozoa. Now we will learn about how these communicable diseases spread. So they spread through air, by food and water, by insect and animal bites. Now we will learn about them one by one. So the communicable diseases spread through air. When a sick person sneezes or coughs, germs get released into the air. They enter the body of another healthy living being through the air. That means when a sick person sneezes or coughs, the germs get released into the air, and when another healthy person breathes in that air, through that air the germs get inside the body of the healthy person, and like this they spread through air. Now diseases like common cold, cough and tuberculosis spread in this manner. Communicable diseases also spread through food and water. Diseases like cholera and typhoid are caused by consuming contaminated water and food. Now, insects like flies and cockroaches carry germs, and when they come in contact with a food item, the food gets contaminated. Diseases are caused by consuming this kind of food. Here in the picture you can see the people having contaminated food and water, and you can see that how the person is drinking the dirty water. So this kind of dirty food and water can make us sick. Communicable diseases also spread through insect and animal bites. Diseases like rabies and plague are caused by animal bites. The female Anopheles mosquito carries germs which cause malaria. Now, dengue is caused by the bite of the Aedes mosquito. Here in the picture you can see the Aedes mosquito by which dengue is caused. Also you can see the picture of a dog which can spread rabies. Now there are some common communicable diseases which is caused by group of viruses. Like typhoid is caused by a type of bacteria. The patient suffers from fever and headache. Now in pneumonia, it is caused by a bacteria and it affects the respiratory system of the body. Now we have prevention of diseases. We can prevent many diseases by following some easy steps, like our house should be well ventilated and airy. We should maintain hygiene in our surroundings. That means we should keep our surroundings clean. We should not let stagnant water accumulate in our surroundings. We should always drink boiled or filtered water. Here in the picture you can see that good ventilation in home is must for healthy life. In second picture you can see that stagnant water can be the breeding place for many type of mosquitoes and germs. So we should not let the stagnant water accumulate in our surrounding. Next, in the third picture you can see that we should drink the boiled and filtered water. Next, we should carry our regular fumigation to keep mosquitoes and pests away. We should cover our mouth while sneezing or coughing. We should avoid eating unhygienic and unhealthy food items. Proper and timely vaccination can also help to prevent us from many diseases like meningitis and chickenpox. So here you can see in the first picture fumigation is going on so that we can keep the mosquitoes and pests away. Second picture you can see that we should cover our mouth while sneezing or coughing. Third picture you can see unhealthy and unhygienic food items should be avoided. In the fourth picture you can see that vaccination is very important for prevention of diseases. Now there is a quick question section in the book, and in that we have a question: which insect spreads the disease called chikungunya? So Aedes aegypti and Aedes albopictus mosquito is responsible for the spread of chikungunya. In our book, we have a section Knowing is Fun, and in that we have some additional information about the chapter. In that we have information like Louis Pasteur created vaccines to prevent cholera and rabies. And here the first picture you have of Louis Pasteur. So he created the vaccine to prevent cholera and rabies. Second, we have Edward Jenner invented the vaccine to prevent chicken pox. And the second picture you have of Edward Jenner. Here we have some of the hard words in our chapter and their meaning. So first is accumulate, that means gather. ढेर, संचय या संग्रह. Appetite, desire to eat food. भूख. Consuming, eating, खाना. Next, contagious, a disease which spreads through close contact. स्पर्श से लगने वाला. Contaminated, carrying disease. दूषित. Next, deficiency, lack or shortage. कमी. Next is fumigation, the process of using chemicals or gases to kill insects. एक ऐसी विधि जिसमें केमिकल और गैस का उपयोग इंसेक्ट्स और जर्म्स को मारने के लिए किया जाता है. नेक्स्ट, हीमोग्लोबिन, an element in the blood that carries oxygen and iron. And if you remember, in anemia we have less hemoglobin in our body. Next we have stagnant, that means not moving, ठहरा हुआ. Here we have the question answers of the chapter. So the first question we have is, what is malnutrition? Malnutrition is a condition in which a person does not get the required amount of nutrients. It ultimately leads to various deficiency diseases. The second question we have is, what is a disease? A disease is a condition where the mind or the body is not able to function properly. Third question is, what are some of the effects of anemia? And the answer is, in anemia, less hemoglobin is produced in the blood. It leads to the formation of dark circles around the eyes, a pale face, tiredness, loss of appetite and loss of weight. Here we have 3 questions of the chapter. Next is, what are communicable diseases? And the answer is, diseases that can spread from one living being to another is called communicable diseases. They are also called infectious or contagious diseases. Next question is, what are some of the cause of non-communicable diseases? And the answer is, the cause of non-communicable diseases are as mentioned below. Lack of certain nutrients like vitamins, minerals, proteins or carbohydrates lead to deficiency diseases like rickets or anemia. Malfunctioning of an organ of the body like the liver, heart or kidneys can be regarded as a non-communicable disease. One more question I have given here, but this question is not from your exercise, but it is from inside the text. And the question is very important. It is, how can we prevent the diseases? The answer is, we can prevent the diseases by following the steps mentioned below. Our house should be well ventilated and airy. We should maintain hygiene in our surroundings. We should not let stagnant water accumulate in our surroundings. We should always drink boiled or filtered water. We should carry out regular fumigation to keep mosquitoes and pests away. We should cover our mouth while sneezing or coughing. We should avoid eating unhygienic and unhealthy food items. Proper and timely vaccination can also help to prevent us from many diseases like meningitis and chickenpox. Here in this chapter, we read that we should keep our surrounding clean. Also, we should not eat or drink contaminated food or water, as we can become sick. But here in the picture, you can see that there is a lot of stagnant water collected over there. Also, the kids are playing in dirty area. Also, you cannot see the clean surrounding over there. Do you know what is this place? This place is slum. And we can find many slum areas in our India. Many people are living in this kind of unhygienic condition. Actually, slums are the unauthorized colonies. As you can see, there are very small houses. There is no place over there for ventilation and all. Also, stagnant water is collected over there. The surrounding is very dirty. So, these kind of places are the breeding ground for mosquitoes and rats and many diseases. Now, slums are common features in every city of India. The cramped living spaces and unhygienic conditions lead to the proliferation of diseases like diarrhea, dysentery, typhoid and malaria. As I told, this is the breeding ground of mosquitoes and rats, so you can easily find this kind of diseases. So, for this kind of situation, what difference you can make? As the heading is, I can make a difference. So, give your suggestion for this kind of condition, what difference you can make. So, prepare a note on this, that what can you do, what kind of ideas you can bring and how you can make a difference in this kind of situation. I hope you all understood all the topics taught in this video. Thank you, students.